Apprehensive. I really am. I wish we were practicing better, and some of it's because we've had some early exhibitions and charity exhibitions, and but we're just trying to get so many things solidified. And bottom line is, the youth comes out most every day. The work ethic is really good. The energy is pretty strong. The concentration and focus and adaptability not always so good, but we're learning. I mean, and that's what it is, and it's here now. So I think that's the good sign. This will give us an opportunity to go against somebody that's well coached, very, very experienced, and they do things very well that we're not real good at yet. You know, we do not understand the concept of guarding our man really well and not over helping off penetration. And this is a team that is a tremendous three-point shooting team. They average 9 threes a game. They get a lot of their offense from the three, and they've got good inside play. So there's just a lot of things we've got to get better at. We've got to become a more physical, aggressive team, you know, without turning it over and without fouling. And hopefully we're going to get strength in numbers, you know, as we go along, you know, with being able to play more guys and being able to put more pressure on the other team, whether it's full court defensively, whether it's with our driving game, whether it's on the backboards. But right now, those all remain to be seen. So that's where I'm at.
When did you adopt your philosophy of not giving your players a position?
This year.
Positionless basketball.
This year, it's the first time we've done it. It just makes sense. I mean, we really don't recruit with those connotations, maybe other than maybe the point guard. And really, point guards have to be able to play numerous things. So it just makes sense based on how we play, you know, and how I see the game. And really, in all honesty, the future of the game. I mean, it's already in the present in some programs in college, certainly, and in quite a few NBA teams. And you've got to have a level of versatility. And kids want to be able to play at the next level. They want to be able to play in a good way. And really, you have to be able to be a very versatile, multidimensional, two-way player that can do numerous things on offense and defense. And really, it comes down to, it's as much about defense as it is about offense. You know, a basketball player, you know, should be able to pass it, catch it, shoot it, drive it, screen, make plays for one another, move without it. Well, you got to be able to do the same things on the defensive end. And that's where kids sometimes get the misnomer that, no, I don't have to do all these things. Oh, no, yes, you do, right? Yes, you do. Some of my best players guarding the post have been my guards, like Yogi Ferrell, Victor Oladipo, guys like that in the past. And so getting guys to understand, you've got to be able to play the entire game in a versatile way, or all parts of the game, I should say, in a versatile way. And it just makes sense to me to call them basketball players.
Coach, it sort of feels like the Ant-Man era is beginning, but how does that?
Yeah, I just don't. I don't look at it that way. I mean, he's got to get better just like everybody else does, and he is. But he has his moments too where they're not so good, and he's got a lot to learn. He's a very young man. He's 18 since August 5th, and should be in his second week of high school or third week of high school basketball practice. You know, in a normal world, but he's here and he's getting ready to take everybody's best shot. And I think that's what he's going to have to adjust to, as is our entire team. And the bottom line is building his versatility, being able to do more without the ball, being able to do he can be a tremendous defensive player. And my hope is that at some point in time this year you see that, right? But right now he's got to learn to put more and more effort into it after that first or second effort, because he'll go after it. But then he's no different than any other high school kid. The possession keeps going and going and going, right? And you've got to, whether it's 30-second clock, you know, whatever it is, you've got to be able to cover a lot of ground defensively, do a lot of different things, because there's a lot of movement in offenses these days, a lot of movement. You know, we want to have it too. So that's the stuff that I'm most focused on, certainly on what he can do, but mostly what he's got to get better at. And that's kind of how we go into each practice, go into each film session, go into each day.
What do you see as far as how the team responds to Anthony, though? I mean, when you've got one guy that's a projected number one and there's a team around him, as far as the chemistry and how the players treat him, and how
I think he's been really good with that. He can really pass the ball, and he moves the ball. And there's times he overpasses in practice, but there's also times he'll settle. You know, so we got to find that happy medium, right, on getting really good shots and being ready to shoot it. But he's got an infectious energy, and that's why we got to get more of it longer. And again, he's no different than any other freshman. They don't understand how hard they have to play for how long they have to play, and how many possessions in a row they have to do it in. And so that's what takes time. They all go through a period of adjustment, some longer than others, where they're looking for that coast. all right, where they're looking for that rest, where they're looking for that settle of the shot, where it gets hard. They don't want to go to the glass or they don't want to get back. Those are the things that get you beat. Those are the things that make me apprehensive. We're very, very young. 7 freshmen on scholarship, 2 walk-ons. I mean, we're very, very young to understanding how hard you have to play for how long you have to play. But in answer to your question, when he's rolling, he brings a lot of energy and he brings confidence to everybody else. And that's ultimately what you want. And ultimately, he needs the same thing. Guys knocking down shots, rolling on the drives and the pick and rolls, those type of things. Because he is a very, very good teammate. Very good.
Have you talked with Anthony about other teams possibly wanting to, for example, get in his head, try to
Sure.
frustrate him?
Absolutely.
How do you think you'll handle that?
We find moments. I don't do it as much in practice, other than situationally with double teams and going after them. But he's still trying to learn the game, right? So it doesn't matter what he's projected. He's got to get a level of confidence, right? Not a level of future, not a level of potential, not a level of he's done this in the past. A level of confidence at this level. So when you're working with confidence in somebody, and again say, well, he should be. He's this. He's that. No, he's 18, right? And he's 18, and he hasn't played a college basketball game yet. It's going to take time for him to understand how to have his bearings. But as that time goes, then we have to do more of that. But there's no question that's going to come, and we've just got to be able to help him. There's no experience like actually going through it. So we can practice it. We can work on it. We can set situations up. We can set drills up for it. We can create things. But he's actually got to go through it on the court, and that's what's going to take some time.